What's up, everybody? My name is Nick. I am a drummer, bassist, producer, and music lover, and occasional YouTuber, I suppose. It's been almost a year since my last upload, and a lot has happened over that year. I've been at 3 different jobs. As a lot of you know, I initially moved out to California from Indiana in September of 2022. The plan was to come out here, buy a house. I was working a job as a software developer for a startup, but it was remote, so could move, wasn't going to be an issue. So I got out here September of 2022, and then that December I was laid off from that job, which really fucking sucked because we were actually, my wife and I, Gigi, we were in the process of buying a house. We were talking to our lender. We had gotten our credit scores up to where they needed to be. We were starting to shop around and everything. And then I lost my job. So fortunately, we were okay on all of our bills. We were able to make it work off of just her paycheck. And because of where we were living, we weren't paying a whole lot in rent at that time because we were staying with family. So that was really helpful as well. Very grateful for that. But yeah, that was a big wrench in our plans. So I did try to upload a few videos based on just what I could do at the time with where we were living. Wasn't really able to record a lot of like music reactions or things like that, but I tried to get a couple of out, but I think the last one went up in like April or something like that. I don't even remember, to be honest. I haven't checked my channel, but basically life just started kicking my ass, and I wasn't able to get anything out, and you know, my mental health is more important than this YouTube channel. Sorry, but it is. So, you know, I just wasn't able to make any videos for a while. In April of last year, of 2023, I did find a part-time job at a tire company, tire shop, just doing like installations and rotations and stuff like that. It's, you know, physical labor, but it's relatively easy, and it would have been fine, but I wasn't getting a lot of hours, and I was actually spending more in gas to get to work than I was actually making per paycheck. So I left that job, and then after that I started working at a restaurant, which was also pretty far away because where I was living was in the middle of the desert and not really close to a lot of job opportunities. So I did find a job at a restaurant. Again, it was far, but I had more hours there than I was getting at the tire shop, and I was getting tips. So, you know, it ended up working out for a while. When I first started there, I was getting 4 to 5 days a week, 6 to 8 hour shifts. So anywhere between 24 and 36 hours a week, give or take, plus tips. So it was well worth it. It was getting us back on track to move out and get our own place again. But then in July of 2023, I had another bout of bad luck, I guess you could call it. I had taken the day off of work. It was a Sunday. I took the day off work. Just something in the morning told me like, hey, don't go into work today. You're going to need today off. So I took it off, called out, and my wife and I, we went to Los Angeles to go shopping at Music Plaza, which is a K-pop store out here for those of you who don't know. And so while we were there, I had my phone. I was texting some people back in Indiana to see if they needed anything from the store. but the service in Music Plaza is really bad, so I wasn't really hearing back from them as quickly as I wanted to be. So at one point during the shopping trip, I stepped out of the store into like the main area of the mall that it's in, and I checked my phone, and I didn't have any messages from any of them, but I did have a Discord message from my best friend's account. And the message was from his dad, informing me that my best friend had passed away a few days prior. And so, you know, I'm out at this store in Los Angeles trying to like have a fun day and just hang out and celebrate the fact that I was working again and I was able to, you know, have enough extra cash that we could go spend money on K-pop. And then I got that news, and it just, there aren't words really for just randomly checking your phone and seeing news like that, you know. So I go back into the store and I'm trying to like pretend that nothing had happened, and I'm trying to act cool, and you know, because I can't process what I've just been told. It wasn't clicking. But I go back into the store, and eventually Gigi and I, we pay. We had decided to go to H Mart, which is right there in the same mall. It's a Korean grocery store, for those of you who don't know. So we go in there, we're just shopping around looking for, you know, stuff to get while we were down there that's kind of hard to find out in the desert, like, I don't know, certain types of ramen and kimchi and stuff like that. Whatever. I don't remember what we bought. I had other things on my mind. And man, I was trying so hard to keep my cool and everything. But Gigi noticed, like, hey, are you okay? Something's up. And I was like, oh, no, I think I'm just hungry. You know, there's a lot of people in here. I'm getting overwhelmed. I'm making excuses because I didn't want to tell her what had happened yet. And so we pay for our stuff at H Mart. We get back to the car in the parking garage. And I got behind the wheel to drive. And I just lost it. Man, I broke down. I cried for over an hour in the parking lot of a mall in Koreatown, Los Angeles. There's no words for that. And I really hope that none of you have to experience anything like that in your lifetime. I lost my dad a few years ago, but he and I weren't really close, and to be honest, I didn't really like him, so I cried for a little bit about that, but it was, you know, I moved on fairly quickly. This though, it's now March of 2024, so was that 8 or 9 months afterwards, and I still can't fully comprehend that he's not there, you know. Sorry if I cough, it's because I got sick like a month and a half ago and it hasn't gone away. It's not COVID. I got tested 3 or 4 times for that, and it's not COVID, but whatever it is, I just have a lingering cough that gets into my throat and my chest if I talk for too long, which is also why I haven't been able to come back to YouTube sooner, because I've been ready to get back for a couple of months now, but I got sick, wasn't able to really make videos at length. But anyway, back to what I was saying. That was in the middle of July of 2023, that Sunday. And so his dad left me his email address, and I, you know, checked in on the funeral arrangements and everything. And it just so happened that my schedule with work had me off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And my friend's service was going to be on a Tuesday. So I booked a flight, left on Monday, came back on Wednesday to Indy to go out to the funeral. And so I did that. It was on my days off, so I didn't have to call out or anything. But that Thursday, the day after I got back, I was supposed to go back to work, but like 2 days ago, I was at my best friend's funeral. I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't mentally or emotionally like okay to be at work, especially working in a public setting where like having to be friendly and like outgoing and everything is directly correlated to how much money I was making. So I called off again on that Thursday. I did end up going back on that Friday, and no issues there. But then I got my schedule for the following week, and I was down to 3 days and 6-hour shifts instead of 4 8s. So I was like, that's a pretty significant hour cut. That's basically taking out more than a day out of my work week. So I asked my manager about it. I was like, hey, what's going on? Like, can I get my hours back? Whatever. And she was like, well, we need people who are reliable. And you've been calling out a lot. I said, I called out twice because my best friend died. And I wasn't emotionally capable of being here. And she was like, oh, well, I didn't know that. So when I do the next schedule, I'll put your hours back to how they were. Like, okay, thank you. Other than that, I've never called out once. I've never showed up late. I'm a good employee. Like, come on now. So anyway, the next schedule comes out. 3 6s again. So I went back to her and I was like, hey, I thought you told me you were going to put my hours back. She goes, oh, well, I don't really have hours to give out like that right now. I'm like, okay. Well, I need more hours. I want more hours. And she's like, okay, I'll see what I can do. Third week after that, 3 6s again. I think I even had a 4-hour shift in there. So like, at that point, it's no longer worth my drive down. I'm not making enough money to cover the gas. I was driving 60 miles one way to work. That's 120 miles every single day that I have to work in an SUV that gets maybe 350 to a tank. So I'm filling up my tank every week. And this is California. Gas is fucking expensive. It's like $5 a gallon. That's $80 every week out of my paycheck that I have to spend on gas. And like, my other bills haven't stopped. They're still going. So, I was pissed and I ended up quitting. And shortly after that, I found the job that I'm currently at now, which I'm not going to talk about or disclose for, safety and security reasons. I don't want to dox myself or whatever more than I already talk about myself on here. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on with me. We have finally, with this new job, I was able to get us out of my sister-in-law's house and into our own place. So that's been really helpful to have that. And yeah, as you can see behind me, I've got the office set up for filming now. I will do an office tour at some point. I am waiting on a few more things to come in, including a new desk. So once I have that all set up, I will do an office tour video. That's, I think, going to go up on April 1st is my tentative plan right now. In the meantime, I do want to get back to uploading relatively frequently. I don't know that I'll be able to do once a week as of right now, just with work obligations and everything. but I am going to try to do, I'm going to try and put out on the 24th, which will be a week after this one goes up on the 17th. On the 24th, I'm going to try and put out a video which is going to be my favorite music of 2022. So yearly wrap-ups are a thing that I've always kind of done. I used to just post them on my Facebook page back when I had Facebook. But I like to track the music that I listen to throughout the year, and I like to not like objectively rank it, but very, very subjectively rank it. And it's all kind of arbitrary anyway, and I don't believe in like hard rankings of anything, honestly, but I will be putting out a list of basically just music across all the different genres that I listened to that I liked that came out in 2022. And you might be thinking, we're in 2024, Nick. What the fuck? Well, yeah, but my music backlog consistently stays about 6 months behind. Like right now, I'm still listening to stuff that came out in August of 2023, and it's March of 2024. So, I have listened to pretty much all the stuff that I wanted to get to from 2022, so I feel comfortable putting out that list and kind of making that final, quote unquote. But yeah, that's why it's 2 years after the fact, or a year after the end of 2022. But anyway, that should be going up on the 24th. Office tour will be going up on April 1st. And from then, I'm going to start getting back into reaction videos. Like I said, my backlog goes back to August of 2023. I have missed out on a lot of K-pop comebacks from groups that I really like. Dreamcatcher, Stray Kids, G-Idol, Twice, EXO, had a couple of solo members that had comebacks. I haven't listened to any of that. So those will be on the channel at some point. I might throw them all into one video if the mood strikes, but we'll see where that goes. For now, those are the only 2 videos that I do have planned and like scheduled, but we'll see how my time sort of aligns to where I can actually film. Outside of that, I think that is it, other than I do plan to start branching out from just doing reaction contents and drum or bass covers. I'm still going to do those, although I don't have a drum kit right now, so it's just going to be bass covers. And I don't know when the next one of those is going to be either. But yeah, for the future, I'm going to be uploading a few more types of content. God, I hate that word, fucking content. A few more types of videos about different subjects, because I love music. You guys know this, but I like a lot of other stuff too. So there will be some other stuff on the channel that's going to kind of stay as a surprise until it gets uploaded, and then you'll kind of see what that's going to be. And I do also plan at some point, relatively soon, to try my hand at streaming, video game streaming, or just streaming myself working on music or something like that. But again, there's no set schedule for that or anything. It's all kind of ideas at this point. But yeah, with all of that said, I think that's going to be it for this video. Just kind of an update as to what's been going on over the last year, kind of what's kept me away from YouTube. I know, not that I had a huge audience, but I'd had a decent following, and I'm grateful for that. It might be hard to get some of y'all back, and you know what, that it is what it is. I was gone for a year, but yeah, with all of that said, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the fun YouTube stuff. I will see you in the next video, which will be on the 24th. And I think that's gonna be it. So, bye.